Welcome to round 5 of the 2022 Porsche 944 Challenge Series Australia. Round 5 is proudly presented by Seat Time Race Solutions, with thanks to our supporting partners: 888 Home Loans, Poolmaster Bayside, AVI Technology, Advanced Fitness, Smith's TMP, Raceline, Yokohama, Pit Lane Clothing, Porsche Australia. The final, round 5, sees the championship move back to the iconic Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit. Racing initially started on the tiny southern island way back in 1928, when local roads were cordoned off. The current track was built in 1952. Under various owners throughout the years, it was redeveloped, which led to the first international MotoGP race in 1989, which saw Aussie Wayne Gardner win with 100,000 spectators in attendance.
He's got it! He's got it!
The Linfox company brought the circuit in 2004 and redeveloped it again into what we see today, with its fast-flowing corners, undulation and stunning scenery. Quite simply, one of the best racetracks in the world. The Phillip Island Grand Prix circuit has a length 4.4 kilometres and runs in an anti-clockwise direction. The circuit is known for its high average speed, fast-flowing nature, undulation and stunning scenery. It has 12 turns. The key corners to watch out for are Turn 1, with an entry point of just on 230 kilometres an hour. Turn 4, formerly known as Honda Corner, a tight hairpin which provides great passing opportunities. Lukey Heights and MG, a steep drop down part of the track, another great passing opportunity. And Turn 12, a high speed, fast flowing corner which leads onto the long Gardner Straight. Qualifying took place on Saturday morning, and it was the reigning champion, Jamie Westaway, who took pole over arch-rival Cameron Bella. Chris Lewis-Williams starts from P3, alongside Adam Brewer in the AVI Technology car. Tim Wolfe brings up the third row next to the number 74 of Mark Torbitts. Tony Andrzejewski, bearing the famous number 27, starts from row 4, with Tony Westaway alongside him. Josh Brisbane comes next in position 9, alongside Richard Howe. Englishman Keith Mariner comes out of position 11, next to the number 77 of Joey Culloch. Sidelink driver Mark Verdino is out of P13, with West Australia's Andy Tudor next in P14. The Poolmaster himself, Andrew Jackman, starts from 15th, next to Vlad Kennedy in the Scarlet number 23. Carter Fox comes from position 17, alongside Manny Mezzaselma in P18. Jimmy Mitchell in the Martini liveried car comes from P19, and John Venoris rounds out the 20-car field. With the Victorian State Championship to be decided here prior to race 1, we caught up with former champion and second place sitter in the current championship, Cameron Bella.
Plan is to have a good race. Me and Jamie always do. Of course, win. That'd be nice. But Jamie really does make it hard, and there's a few new guys. So Chris Lewis-Williams is back, and as you saw last round, he had a win at the end there. So it'd be a good race. So we'll see how we go. Yeah, track's quite gripped up, I feel. Times aren't quite there yet, but I think they'll come. Car's feeling pretty good. But yeah, can't complain. So yeah, I'm not too fussed either way. Yeah, prepared enough for the rain. We had a bit of rain last round, so we kind of expect, we know what to expect kind of thing. But no, I'm sort of happy to go both ways. A bit of the rain doesn't scare me, so it'd be good. I'd like to thank my dad. He helps out and stuff, and obviously Bella Motorsport, because me and my dad, we do all the work. We looked after 6-7 cars this weekend. So yeah, thanks to him especially. And of course, my family at home, my wife Erica and my little boy Jamie. Thanks for letting me go racing. So.
Well, good afternoon and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round 5, the emotional return to a 5-round championship. It's been 3 years since the Victorian State Circuit Racing Championship did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, count them, and that's where we are at.
Race 1 was due to start on Saturday afternoon, and the field rolled out in overcast but dry conditions. However, it wasn't long before total confusion reigned.
So cars are out on track for the 944s. Let's see these two greats of 944 racing, and away
They don't go.
they don't go.
After a long delay, a technical fault with the starting lights meant the lights flashed on, very briefly, and then off. Technically a start, which meant some cars went and some didn't. Westaway and Bella did not get away, but the likes of Torberts, Verdino and others did. As if that wasn't enough, to add to the confusion, at the back of the field, Jimmy Mitchell collided with Jackman, which meant he was out of the race before even starting.
This is not the start, we should say, so they'll reform up and come back around for another go at it. That was very bizarre how that all happened, but I believe the issue was with car number 46, a bit further down.
Red
Mitchell.
flag being used says to me that was a race start, and they're calling the race to a halt. So a little bit of confusion reigns there.
And it meant that his car had to be removed by race officials and marshals on track. Therefore, race officials had no choice but to red flag the race. Mitchell's stricken machine was removed. This also meant the field would reform and effectively start again. This time under a very old-fashioned national flag waving system, which is common in racing globally.
There's the green flag. Watch up in the top left-hand corner of your screen. That is the starter with his hat on, a blue shirt, 30 seconds. Confirmation we are now in the hands of the starter. And rustling around, we will see, there it is, the national flag up, and away we go. And that is your traditional race start there, ladies and gentlemen. And the 944s have done a flag start with a national flag.
With the race properly underway, Westaway and Bella took the lead into turn 1, with Lewis Williams and Torberts in close proximity. Brewer dropping back to 6th, but there was plenty of action right behind.
The 1-800 lasagna car, our famous car, the number 77 from Sandown.
Kellogg was showing early pace and, having run an arrive and drive car in the last round, decided to buy the car outright, proving how much fun he was having in the category. Tony Westaway looked to get under Tim Wolfe in turn. Kellogg sneaking past Andrzejewski under brakes into Honda corner. And Jackman flying and making up spots. However, his storming start would quickly come undone, as, pushing hard against Brisbane into Siberia corner, he would come off second best after the two bang door panels.
Well, we see a spin around.
Brisbane survived to carry on, but with Verdino only millimetres off, he too became an early casualty, as others took evasive action. Kennedy saw his chance to move up past Mesoselma.
Wide there by the charging 23, and that's Vlad Kennedy.
And towards the front, the fight for the mid-pack was really on.
Side by side as they come down the straight with Kellogg and Tony Andrzejewski. They sort themselves out for turn 1.
Torberts, Wolfe, Tony Westaway, Kellogg, Howe and Andrzejewski all in the hunt.
Doing a brilliant job.
Our West Australian friend Wolf also breezed past Torberts there as well down the main straight, so he's taken 5th. Those are the two cars at the front of this pack here.
Westaway and Bella continued the race-long fight for first and second, but close behind, Brewer wanted the final podium position, sliding past Lewis Williams into turn 4.
Advantage 31 goes for the big dive on the 37, and that will be Adam Brewer trying to put Chris Lewis Williams back one. It looks like he's got him.
The tyre power Benalla driver quickly sees the position back, coming out of Siberia. With Brewer trying his absolute best, throwing everything at the number 37 into Lukey Heights.
And Adam Brewer is making sure he's calling on every ounce of skill as well. Brewer, little understeer, bit of opposite lock there, heading into Lukey Heights. That's going to hurt.
Howe, meanwhile, eventually got past Torbets into turn 1.
Have a look at this. Everyone's gone up a spot. We've lost someone out. It's Jamie Westaway.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a timing glitch or he has actually dropped off the circuit.
It is a timing glitch because he's coming out of turn 2 and he's got Cameron Bella closer than ever.
Two championship contenders were still going nose to tail, lap after lap, with neither giving an inch.
Out the side of the number 1 car, the Ausfield Oils entry. Bella now looks to have the pace he needs. We're half race distance and Cameron Bella is just applying the blowtorch. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the rear bumper's half melted off that car of Jamie Westaway, that it's got the blowtorch being applied by Cameron Bella. You touched on the pathway. Here we go down the outside by Bella, but Westaway's got him covered.
Tony Westaway now also past Torbets and Callett pushing hard.
Back on top of things here, but we see Mark Torbets look to the inside. Mark Torbets would dearly like to emulate the likes of Richard Muscat and Kane Rose and Matt Campbell. He's points 372.
Eventually, in the 5-car fight, it was the number 27 of Andreski who faltered first. A major lock-up into Lukey Heights, seeing off his chances for a top 5 spot.
74 looking to the inside line there, lock up there, and that will hurt.
Mesoselma, Mariner, Kennedy and Tudor, however, didn't give up on securing the last place just outside the top 10, with an epic race-long battle continuing.
Back in down, looking at Andy Tudor, who is being led by...
Very legal manoeuvre that one, so no issues there as they exit Honda for the final time. Side by side, that's Westaway and Kellogg. Kellogg going to try the crisscross, get a good exit out the corner on the run up to the Hayshed. It's been a great battle all race long with these guys, these 5 cars from 5th back.
Eventually, it was Howe, who held off a fast-finishing Tony Westaway, the number 8 all over the back of the yellow Pipecraft car of Wolf 2, with one dramatic final lunge by the number 74 of Torbets. His emphatic move saw him sneak past Callett going into MG corner.
He can win races. The checkered flag is now out and being waved, and the will be presented to Jamie Westaway.
Whilst up front, it was Westaway who took the win.
Race win will now give him an unassailable lead in the championship. It's going to be very close. It's 372 to 338. That is the gap between Westaway and Cameron Bella. Brewer gets to the line next.
It's not quite enough. He needs a 70-point advantage heading into the final 2 races, so not quite enough, but it gives him a good position for tomorrow's race to seal it first thing.
So the usual suspects of Jamie Westaway taking line honours, with Cam Bella home in second. Chris Lewis Williams had cleared out to take a solid third from Adam Brewer, with Tony Andrzejewski rounding out the top 10. Over the page, Josh Brisbane completed his race in 11th after an early tangle with Andrew Jackman, Carter Fox rounding out the field. Jimmy Mitchell, of course, failing to get away at the somewhat confusing, if not historic, start.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is round 5 of the Victorian State Circuit Racing Championships, and we have had a ripping day yesterday.
Race 2 on Sunday morning, and with the sun shining, it was again Westaway and Bella who took up the front row.
And Chris Lewis Williams, great to have him back. Adam Brewer, really in the title hunt here as well, and he's actually figures right into it. Tim, first 2 rows of the grid. Chris Lewis Williams doesn't really feature in the championship fight, but Brewer, Bella and Westaway. Westaway's pretty much got it. Torbets gets a ripping start. The number 66 Pipecraft car there of Tim Wolf just going backwards. He did the same thing yesterday, in fact, so not getting the clutch take up as nicely as he would like. But I tell you what, there's a telling story in turn 1. Jamie Westaway absolutely streeting them down to turn one. So getting a very, very strong run out of there and doing a brilliant job. So that is going to set the standard over the next 8 laps, because Campbell has to make that up. That run down into turn one, getting 3 or 4 car lengths, is going to be so difficult to get back. There's the 66 continuing on with the run down with the 944 and doing a brilliant job out wide.
The 944 Challenge Series is well known for tight, close racing. And as is always the case, it wasn't long in the fight for supremacy before drama followed. In one of the scariest and most dramatic crashes the series has seen all year, West Australian Andy Tudor had a seriously scary moment.
And oh, that's not right. That's not what we wanted to see out of the number 23.
Looks like
And,
my, that's Andy Tudor.
Andy Tudor
Has had a big one
Vieira
now.
car. That is not nice.
That's a shame. West Australian driver Andy Tudor. I know he was really looking forward to this race too, because he had a great run yesterday, and he was literally telling me about half an hour before the race
only got him
how things have flown for him. But unfortunately, Phillip Island can bite, and it's very high-speed flowing circuit.
As the field streamed into one of the fastest corners in Australian motorsport, Turn 1, Kennedy appeared to lose the rear of the car, with his number 23 rolling backwards onto the circuit. Following close behind, Verdino could do nothing but take avoiding action, diving to the left and with that, grabbing the grass. Showing just how fast things can happen. Suddenly, a charging Tudor arriving on the scene at well over 200 kilometres an hour, and with Kennedy stranded mid-track, Tudor drove to the left to avoid him initially, only to then also have to somehow avoid the stricken Verdino, bouncing back to the right, which then saw his number 15 reach the grass, and as the data showed, still travelling at over 100 kilometres an hour. Thankfully, all drivers were okay, with Tudor managing to walk away, but with his car coming off worst of all. Onboard footage also showed just how lucky Fox was to avoid the sliding Kennedy, all drivers showing incredible skill.
With the rear.
So it was
Hit the wall.
Vlad Kennedy involved in that as well there. He was the one that we first saw, but a little unbeknownst to us, already out of camera shot, Andy Tudor had gone out. He had a trouble-free run at Sandown too, and was really looking forward to Phillip Island. It was a last minute.
As the race progressed, Howe, Torbets, Tony Westaway and Wolf all raced hard. Jackman got past Brisbane for a top 10 spot. Wolf eased past Westaway and Torbets. Kellogg
knows this
also
track very,
getting
very
by
well.
Tony Westaway.
He does. Under brakes in the 74. Looks to the inside of the 3 there of Tony Westaway. Gets the job done. Now, what is looking interesting is Joey Kellogg also wanting to come through. He's trying to follow Mark Torbets. Mark Torbets goes, for some reason, extremely wide. We're going to have 3 wide. In fact, Mark Torbets goes back 2 places with that wide entry to Siberia. Not sure what was going on there with Mark.
Put the Mozza on him there, mate. I think I did, because Joey Kellogg looks like he's driving through the field here. He was saying it's a new car that Joey's driving there, the 1800 Lasagna car, although he's in a real battle here with Westaway.
Andrzejewski, Mesoselma and Mariner were in a battle of their own, going 3 wide into the fast turn 3.
close to the car in front of you, and it can pay dividends at the end of the straight coming into turn one.
They're going to go three wide.
Yep.
3 wide, and Andrewski up the inside to turn 3. It puts him on the outside under brakes, but he needs to stay with it. He'll stay with it. Brilliant racing from these 3 protagonists, and I don't want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, this is for 11, 12, 13 on the road. This is the World Championship for 11.
You're a pretty high speed there. You're through there at around about 180, 190 k's an hour, so to go 3 wide through there, through Stoner Corner, is pretty courageous by all 3 of them.
It's a fair...
Wolf lunged under brakes past Howe, grabbing 5th spot.
Under brakes now, down the inside of Dick Howe goes the number 66, which is Tim Wolf. Back.
But the veteran Howe fought back into the fast turn 12.
But Dickie Howe's not giving up. Have a look at this. He's going to run down the inside onto the main straight.
Oh,
Takes the spot back in the number 8.
the veterans.
Or does he?
Wow, side by side, and these 2 guys know how to race, and they do not give an inch, either one of these 2 guys, I can tell you.
Wolf, though, again came back, grabbing the
The
spot
outcome, you stay
back
in it.
into turn
You
1.
stay, you hold flat
Absolutely.
all the way.
Well
but
done.
it looks like at the moment,
Timmy Wolf.
Tim Wolf's held it flatter.
Exactly, yeah.
He's extended the foot right down again.
Before, on the final lap, Wolf lost it with a spin into turn 4.
Of the tail enders, and Wolf has gone round, so all the impetus he had has all just come to an end. So that is not what we wanted to see for the number 6 of Tim Wolf.
Kellick and Jackman were also still locked in battle.
Have a look at this battle. These battles are peppered right throughout the field here. The 70s.
But in the end, it was Jamie Westaway who managed to hold on for a commanding victory.
As our race leader, the checkered flag comes out, and Jamie Westaway can have a massive celebration. In fact, he is. Car number 1. I would suggest we'll keep it. Tim Wolf has now put it into this gravel trap. Now that's some frustration for you right there.
Wolf eventually finishing up in the gravel. And Verdino also finding the grass on the final lap.
Here's Verdino all by himself under brakes, and kept it going, and then hit the water.
So it's the Ausfield Oils car of Jamie Westaway who takes the win. From Cameron Bella, Chris Lewis-Williams home in 3rd. Joey Kellick makes it into the top 10. John Venoris rounds out the field. But Tim Wolf, Mark Verdino, Josh Brisbane and Andy Tudor all failing to finish. On Sunday afternoon, race 3, the final race of the championship, began under cloudy but dry conditions, with a number of cars failing to make the grid due to the extensive racing all weekend. Family commitments meant Lewis Williams was out of race 3, moving Howe to the 2nd row. Tudor's, Venoris and Mitchell's cars could not be fixed in time, and with Westaway only needing to cross the line to be crowned champion, it was a clean getaway from the front row.
It off the line, he gets it away nicely, walks it away, well done, as does Mark Torbitz. In fact, Mark Torbitz is going to gazump the line in front of him as they head down into turn number 1. All cars clear of the grid.
Westaway, Bella and Brewer all off the line okay. Torbitz also charging hard after a great start. Jackman started well, passing Howe and Kellick. Wolf too was showing real pace, making up an incredible 6 spots in half a lap, moving to 10th by the hay shed.
In front of him, getting up the field. Have a look at this now, side by side through Hayshed. round behind Richard Howe. Chris Lewis-Williams not playing any further part in racing here this weekend. So that's a shame, but certainly I reckon what we've seen out of Chris over the last 2 rounds in season 2023, he will be right in there.
No doubt about it. And if you look at Adam Brewer, they're really creeping up to stay with these top 2 guys. Which
and as Westaway, Bella and Brewer settled in at the front.
Some time, but Adam Brewer is really having a fantastic season. Currently sitting 3rd in the championship and definitely hanging on to the back of these top 2 guys.
Wolf moved past Andrzejewski inside the top 10, then past Howe.
Pinning the car flat through turn 12 there, because you really want to gain momentum and keep your speed up all the way down this really long straight.
As Kellogg attacked Jackman. Wolf grabbed another spot, moving past Jackman.
Exactly right. No, Joey's driving a new car. That is a newly built car, so it's very, very tight car. It's a beautifully spec'd out car. Look there at Tim Wolf.
And as the 4 of them pushed hard, going into one of the fastest corners on the circuit, turn 12, Messerselma lost the rear, causing a high speed off.
Down the straight. Whoa! Manny's gone. And
Andrzejewski went off the track too there, but has gained. Gee, that would have been a heart and mouth for the 27. Tony Andrzejewski, he has rejoined the track. Manny Messerselma has managed to get going again now, and he will certainly have his eyes wide open like dinner plates there.
Andrzejewski and others very lucky to avoid the spinning EJM car. And with drama attracting drama, suddenly the race and championship leader, Westaway, started showing signs of wear and tear, potentially a significant
Seeing
problem.
the right-hand front guard, the rear pinning of the guard there on our race leader's car, Jamie Westaway, flapping around a little bit there. I wonder if there was some contact earlier on in this race on the right-hand side. I can't remember. I think his car is a right-hand drive.
that is potentially very important. If Jamie Westaway does not finish this race, there is still a chance for Cameron Bella to clinch the championship at the very last race of the season. So really Jamie Westaway just needs to keep things together, and if he has a solid result, that will do it for the title, but Cam knows that without a doubt. And
Cam needs to win the race, that's for
absolutely
sure. Jamie needs to have a pretty bad one.
Torberts remained in close proximity to Tony Westaway, but a spin by Wolf dropped him back 2 spots. Dino started attacking Andrzejewski.
Plain clothing t-shirt to put
could
on.
be doing that. Tony Andrzejewski, though, I can tell you, is a very cool customer, so he'll be right. He's a very experienced driver and been around the Porsche fraternity for a long, long time.
Certainly has, knows the product very, very well indeed. And this is, we're racing here now.
Fox and Kennedy engaged in their own battle.
23 of Vlad Kennedy and Fox in behind there as well. That's Carter Fox.
Yeah, young Carter Fox, new to the category this year, still learning the trade, but fantastic guy, great young kid, and really enthusiastic about the racing series, and good luck to him. I mean, he's learning, he's keeping things together, and he's in a
race meeting.
Wolf fought back against Jackman.
Go out on the racetrack, and when you start to get 7 or 8 laps in, and you've been nose to tail with someone, and you're doing 230 kilometres an hour down the straight here, and the scenery is coming at you, that needs some physical and mental fitness to go.
Kennedy lost some spots and eventually had to retire the car. But in the end, it was Westaway who headed to the checkered flag to claim both the final race of the weekend and the 2022 Victorian State Race Series title.
It's the usual protagonist, but what a great, amazing season that Jamie Westaway has had. He's really been very businesslike the whole season. He's just hasn't really put a foot wrong. I mean, he's got a tough competitor against him in Cameron Bella. Cam knows this championship in these cars very, very well. He's a 4-time champion, so for Jamie to perform all year the way he has is really a credit to him and to the team. And you can only throw your congratulations at who is still a relatively young guy, so he's got many years ahead of him in the season. But yeah, hats off to Jamie.
And cool, they do it with the family too. There's more than just one Westaway in the race, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
And Tony at the moment is currently sitting in 4th place, so just off the back of this pack is Tony. Just noticed that Carter Fox has gone up a spot, relegating Vlad Kennedy back to 13th, so still making moves throughout the race, as is Keith Mariner. Vlad must be going back down through the field or slowing or something, because they're all starting to catch him. Here they come for the final time in season 2022. The 944s as part of the Victorian State Circuit Racing Championships. We've got a red car parked up on driver's right there as they exit turn 10. And around the top of the circuit for Osfield Oils comes Jamie Westaway, and he will take the 2022 championship, and he's pretty happy about that, celebrating with a big swerve on the line there. Cameron Bella home in P2 and P2 for the title hunt there as well. Ultimately this weekend, 8 points between those guys. Jamie needed a solitary point in this race, and he's amassed exactly what he needs to do.
It's been a sensational year all round, and we've had ups and downs, and we've had wet days, and we've had rollovers, and we've had all sorts of incidents throughout the year. But yeah, to finish the championship here at the magnificent Phillip Island, I know the guys will be happy to get through the race and to get through the season. Thank you everyone for supporting the category. We very much look forward to coming back next year. We've got Island Magic coming up at this magnificent racetrack in the near future, but we'll look forward to seeing you next year.
So it's Jamie Westaway for the race win. Cam Bella just back in second, with Adam Brewer home in third. Tony Westaway and Mark Torbitz make up the top 5. Tim Wolfe coming from the back of the field to claim 8th. Andrew Jackman just managing to keep the place ahead of Tony Andrzejewski, who makes up the top 10. Keith Mariner rounding out the field. John Vanoris, Vlad Kennedy and Manny Mezzaselma all failing to get across the line. With round 5 being the final race of the Victorian State Race Championships, it's Jamie Westaway who takes that title. Cameron Bella, Adam Brewer completing the top 3. A great debut season by Mark Verdino sees him finish in 8th, whilst Tony Andrzejewski finishes that championship in the top 10. Tim Wolfe sits just outside the top 10 despite missing 2 rounds. Carter Fox in 13th. Lyndon Watson, Jack Atley, Michael Westaway and Andy Tudor all mid-pack. With Pete Doherty completing that table. Whilst in the overall 944 Challenge Series, it's still Jamie Westaway who leads by a slender margin over Cameron Bella. Adam Brewer just 3 points away in third. Keith Mariner moves into the top 9. Carter Fox moves to 11th. Another Westaway, Michael, sits in 20th. And again, it's Pete Doherty who completes that table. As the 944 Challenge Series competes on circuits all around Australia, there is still one round to come in the overall 944 Club Championship, with the iconic Island Magic event to finalise the season in November. Here, the overall 2022 944 Challenge Series champion will be crowned. We look forward to seeing you there. In conjunction with Blendline TV, this has been a production by Pit Lane Media.